SOC 2. 20 months of blood, sweat, and tears. What's the purpose of a SOC 2 report? I get this asked quite a bit often. To meet the needs of a broad range of users that have concerns about security, availability, processing integrity, confidentiality, and privacy. We talked about the report being similar to a SOC 1 report. We talked about, both Type 1 and Type 2 reports are available. So you essentially have the point-in-time design report or design plus operating effectiveness. But it uses the trust services principles and criteria. Now, it is a restricted use report. It is no different than an SSAE 16 report in that regard, a SOC 1 report. But the difference is a SOC 1 report is intended for the user auditors and management of the user organizations in their role of financial reporting. So what does that really mean? Really the controller's department, right? Sarbanes-Oxley compliance. That's what they're going to use it for. If it goes to the chief security officer, if it goes to the compliance officer, it's probably out of bounds. They're probably using a SOC 1 report for more than it was intended, and they may misunderstand it and may be misled, which is how you end up things with a Gartner report saying SAS 70 reports are not good for security, which was a Gartner report that came out last year. To which I would reply, you're right. That wasn't its intended purpose. However, now we look at where is a SOC 2 report intended? Well, any part of the organization that has concerns about other things, parts of the operation, the security department, compliance department, operations, all user organization departments like that can be intended users. Regulators can be intended users. Very explicitly, we've said, a lot of we were all trying to make SAS 70 do more than it could possibly do. Now we've got a report that's intended to meet those needs. Business partners. And I expressly skipped the number 2 on there, which is probably the one that's most important to the service organizations in the room, which is that this report may be intended for prospective users. We recognized as a task force, and we took it all the way to the Audit Issues Task Force of the Auditing Standards Board and said, one of the most critical needs is when an organization is doing prospective vendor due diligence to understand the controls. If they're sufficiently knowledgeable, and there's a list of criteria in the SOC guide as to what sufficiently knowledgeable is, can the service organization provide a copy to prospective users in that framework? Is that an appropriate use? And the answer came back yes.